Hey CityCast listeners, it's Megan. If you've been to the Strip, gosh, in the last 10 years, you know a lot has changed. And in a lot of ways, the anchor to all that is the Strip District Terminal. The historic 5-block building used to be the source for all the produce in Pittsburgh. And now it's an all-day destination for shopping, dining, working out, and more. There's the market on Saturdays, performances on Sundays, parking and retail discounts on Tuesdays. Check it all out for yourself in person and at stripdistrictterminal.com. Today on CityCast Pittsburgh, summer is finally here, and so is the stress of trying to fit in every warm weather activity you dreamed about all winter. We're trying to make things a little bit easier over here at CityCast with our summer entertainment guide. It's 3 weeks of recommendations for what to do here in Pittsburgh and how to do it best. Today, we are recording live in person at the Bottlerocket Social Hall in Allentown. We are celebrating the best of summer music with the Pittsburgh Independent. It's Wednesday, June 14th. I'm Megan Harris, and here's what Pittsburgh's talking about. Brian Conway is the founder of the Pittsburgh Independent, and we've got a few extra folks with us today. We are in front of a live crowd. Brian, you have been a friend of the CityCast Pittsburgh podcast for a while, but we are here in Allentown today celebrating a very big milestone for you. Congratulations on your first print newspaper.
Thank you so much, Megan. Who would have known they would publish an above-ground, underground newspaper? What does that even mean?
I don't know, and you have to explain it. It makes no sense.
So it's a ridiculous tagline, but I think it's so ridiculous that it works. I wanted to capture that essence of underground newspapers from the 70s, both at the cutting edge of culture and at the cutting edge of news. And the name actually came about, I was doing a feature around this time last year, right when we launched online, about a lawyer named Dan Musick. He was also a rapper who went by Dose Noun, who also ran an underground cannabis dispensary over in the East End.
This is the longest story.
And so I was trying to figure out how to describe this dispensary of his, because it was this underground thing. Of course, it wasn't, necessarily licensed or anything like that, but everybody sort of knew about it. And so I was trying to describe it for the article, and I called it this above ground, underground thing. And I don't even think I used that line in the article, but I was like, hey, that's pretty good.
An editor probably cut it.
So we ended up keeping it. And so there you have it.
I'm glad that you became the founder of your own print outlet, so you get to use this to abandon.
Yeah.
Well, a big influence on the Independent, and I know for you personally, is music. So what do you think? Is Pittsburgh a good entertainment town?
I think absolutely. I think that there is a lot of homegrown talent here in Pittsburgh that's finally getting the recognition that they deserve. I think that for a long time, for whatever reason, people maybe underestimated the talent, whether that's in the music scene, whether that's the comedy scene, whether it's the culinary scene. And I think people are finally starting to realize that there is this amazing homegrown talent, and they are getting their moment.
Well, let's take a beat on summer concerts and music festivals specifically, since I know that's your jam. What do you look for in a good music festival? I want specifics.
I think cohesion amongst the lineup. It needs to hit all the different spots. I mean, not only in with like location, you want to go somewhere we actually enjoy being. You're not going to be overwhelmed with some huge crowd, but you also want some diversity in the lineup as well. You want that to be like a cohesive whole when it comes to the sound.
Okay. And I know you've lived in Pittsburgh basically your whole life. How do you think you've seen the music scene change over time?
That's a good question. I think, again, that there is this new crop of rock bands and bands across genre who are really starting to step up and claim this mantle. I think that as the bands become more confident in their own abilities and the venues sort of recognize that as well, they're getting more and more of a platform. And so it's good to see, these bands getting their shine.
I heard you say rock. Is that where your heart lies?
Typically, that's where it's been usually, yeah.
Okay. We're going to break this into a few categories. I don't want you to think deeply about this, and you can barely explain an answer. Best genre of music to see here in Pittsburgh? On microphone, please.
Rock music.
Anyone else? Yeah? Where do you like to see it?
Well, I used to go to banjo nights at the Elks.
Banjo night at the Elks Lodge on the north side. That's a good one.
Afterwards.
Park House afterwards if you don't have anywhere to be early in the morning on Thursday. Yeah. Okay, best place to catch a local act. Local act.
Government Center.
Government Center. Also north side. We're getting a lot of love over there. Anyone else? Ruggers, south side. Okay. Anyone else? Thank you, Luke. Luke, our sound guy back there, or everything guy. I think you're doing it all. Okay, spot with the most Yinzer energy in Pittsburgh.
It's got to be Bottlerocket.
The wood paneling is really setting a mood right now. Anyone else? Spirit in Lawrenceville. What else? Take a break. Oh, Lawrenceville. Yes, very nice. Dale's in Greenfield. Okay. What do you love about Dale's? I've not been there.
I've only been there once and it felt really Yinzery.
Very Yinzer. Okay. What about it? Like what inhabited the Yinzer?
Well, nobody was there.
Nobody was there. Okay.
Smoking bar, one
Smoking bar, one pool
pool table.
table. This sounds like Take a Break still. Okay. Venue with the best, most affordable food.
Rock room.
Rock Room? Okay.
Ruggers.
Ruggers, also South Side. We're starting to get some repeats here. Easiest venue in Pittsburgh to park at.
None of the above.
A hearty none. What? Spirit in Lawrenceville? The Pittsburgh Zoo? That's an outside pick. I like that. Are there any places or types of shows that this crowd is willing to tailgate for? This is a hard pass, I think. Who? I don't know that person. Mark Rebele? Okay, where was that at? Stage AE, okay. October 21. Or one person in this room is willing to tailgate. Is
I
what
think
just
some of
learned.
these guys over here were at the Dead & Co show the other day, so they definitely tailgated.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Did you get in? Did you get to, I mean, clearly eventually you left. Shout out to everyone who went to the Dead & Co show and got trapped in the traffic afterwards. Star Lake is not anyone's favorite places to park. R.I.P. Best in show overall. Venue, outdoor. Go.
The courts.
The courts?
In Polish Hill.
Polish Hill. Wait, do people play there? Really?
Above the baseball field.
Okay. I've played baseball there. I've never seen a show there.
There's a hill. There's a little path that goes up the hill where the courts used to be.
Okay. Boy, that's a homer pick. I like it. What's your choice, Brian?
I think it's got to be Stage AE.
Stage AE? Okay. Best in show venue indoor besides Bottlerocket, obviously.
Mr. Smalls.
Okay, this whole room is down for Mr. Smalls. Any show that you are looking forward to this summer, please say Taylor Swift.
So besides Taylor Swift, when it comes to a Pittsburgh band, I'm looking forward to Silver Car Crash. They're having their release show next week,
Okay.
this Friday.
I'm doing visuals for it.
Friday, yeah. Okay, some in the room love.
And insofar as touring bands, Mars Volta is coming to town in September, so I'm looking forward to seeing them.
And you're not doing it, so I will. Your newspaper has an entire page devoted to festivals and music concerts.
That's right, Megan, it does. All the hottest concerts, upcoming festivals, all Pittsburgh bands too. We wanted to make sure that that was what the focus was on.
Totally. And there's some good stuff coming. Just in the month of June, there's, of course, WYP Summer Music Festival in Shenley Park. Always a blast, free, horrible to park at. And there's some fun stuff in July and August. The Northside Music Festival, Rock, Reggae, and Relief is really cool. The Laurel Highlands Bluegrass Festival is coming up in late August. And the Pittsburgh International Jazz Festival is early September. So you can slip that one in right before summer's over. Pittsburgh is also rich, of course, in summer food festivals. I know we've got a Picklesburg fan sitting over here. Before we turn this over to the audience, any summer food festivals that you are just stoked to go to?
Brian's struggling.
I mean, I want to kick off a lemon blend fest, but I don't think we have that yet.
Brian wants something that doesn't exist yet. Okay.
We're gonna do that though.
Anyone else in the room? Veg Fest, yeah, absolutely. August 5th, yes, in Allegheny Commons Park.
And the pet adoption thing.
Pet adoption thing. Is that a real thing? Anyone else? Food festivals you're really excited for?
Okay. My ideal food festival experience in Pittsburgh is having a gummy, going to Little Italy Days, and getting a biscotti the size of my head.
That's the level of specificity we're here for.
And that was a Pittsburgh Independent contributor that made that specific suggestion.
Yeah.
For the record.
Anyone else? A suggestion? My personal pick is going to be Barrel and Flow, August 12th. I love a good beer festival. Anyone? All right, so if you are in the audience, I know I've been making y'all play along this whole time, but now you get to do it on microphone. We want to hear your best Pittsburgh festival tips, hacks, suggestions, whatever you want to call it. Whatever you would recommend to someone either new to Pittsburgh, new to the music scene, new to our festival scene, who wants to have a good time. For example, a pretzel necklace. That's a nice one. That's an easy one, right? Someone also told me low-key that they like to go over to a concert venue in advance, bury their booze and their drugs, and then dig it up on the day of show. I'm not condoning that, but I want to hear what the in-between is. I feel like that's a solid range of stuff.
Hello. Hi. Hello. It's Brittany. At Stage AE, they will not let you in if your purse is not within that weird little box that they measure it with, like you're at the airport.
Have you seen them actually put it in the box?
Oh, I got kicked out. I literally had to go back to my car, deposit my purse that was a reasonable size. It's not like I was trying to get in like a gargantuan bag, like in Succession, with my lunch pail or whatever, my flats. Like I had like a tasteful purse, and they were like, no.
There's
and then
so
I
many
had to come back.
presenting people here nodding.
So either just ditch the purse, just bring your wallet. Don't. They literally will. No. Stage
Okay.
AA will not let you in.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Any others? You're going to have to come up here. Must travel for tip.
Hi, it's Colin. My favorite thing to do is to take a pair of earplugs and stash them in the little like weird coin pocket that you have.
Okay.
Because they fit really nicely in there, and if you leave them in there and run them through the wash, they don't necessarily like pop out or anything like that. So the next time you go to a show and you're wearing those jeans, you might just have some surprise earplugs waiting for you.
This is some good granny energy, and I like it. Any other suggestions for new Pittsburghers? Could be venue specific, could be music specific.
I've noticed that when people go to shows in Pittsburgh, they always tend to cluster around the front. So if you can find a way to sneak around the back of the crowd and then go to the other side, like stage right, there's usually little pockets that you can get a little closer to the stage you would be able to otherwise.
Brian's just trying to sneak onto the stage to say hello to his favorite band.
That's how I got up here today. I just snuck on.
Well, what do you think, Brian? Will you be taking any of these tips or suggestions into your next show?
Oh, absolutely. I'm going to put some earplugs right here in this front little pocket. And if they're not there for that show, the next show I go to, they'll be there.
Well, we'll make sure to throw some pretzels at your head when I see you out in public.
Thank you.
Brian Conway is the founder of the Pittsburgh Independent. Thank you so much. And thank you again to the Bottlerocket Social Hall in Allentown for hosting CityCast Pittsburgh and the Pittsburgh Independent on their big launch day. A little news before you go. The city's Juneteenth celebrations are a go. Probably. There was some talk that Pittsburgh and state officials were going to cancel events at Point State Park this weekend, but Mayor Ed Gainey says that was never the intention. The city put up a $125,000 grant towards the event, but all events in the park are supposed to have their own security if they're going to include fireworks, and the event's main organizer told the Trib that he does not intend to provide that security. This year, Juneteenth falls on a Monday.
And the feds are giving us a ton of money for the new downtown Uptown Oakland bus rapid transit line. Say that 3 times fast. The U.S. Department of Transportation announced it yesterday. It's $150 million for dedicated bus lanes, smart traffic lights, and some tech that they say will make boarding the bus faster and more friendly, plus new bike lanes. The full project will run 7.1 miles and is estimated to cost $291 million. That's all for today here on CityCast Pittsburgh. If you want to throw a party with us, get in those DMs. We're at CityCastPGH on Twitter and Instagram, and you can always email. We're pittsburgh@citycast.fm. We'll be back tomorrow morning with more news from around the city. Talk to you soon.
What do you think? Mostly painless?
Mostly.